officially been found guilty of using too many paper towels after I wash my hands because the rest of them always disintegrate. In all seriousness, though, apparently Johnny Somali is pleading guilty to more of his charges. If you don't know who Johnny Somali is, he is a guy who basically started streaming on Kick. He might have streamed on Twitch a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. And he went to different countries and essentially harassed people. He did this a lot. This was essentially his form of content, was going to other countries and being the biggest nuisance that you could possibly be until you either got kicked out or you would leave the country. And it wouldn't just be like simple stuff either. It's not like, oh, he played music on a train or something like that. It's like, no, he would physically like obstruct businesses. He would apparently throw stuff at people and like just stuff like that, like public nuisances. But then he would then stack it on top of the stuff of like playing music on a train, dancing in the middle of an aisle or something like that. That's like a one way. He would do stuff like this basically all of the time. And outside of America, this is considered public disruption, essentially, especially in more Asian countries like Korea or Japan or China, any of these places, really, right? So this is considered a very wide like disruption, and he's been doing it for a while. But eventually, he made his way to, from what I remember, is South Korea. Yeah, he made his way to South Korea. So, and in South Korea, basically, people didn't want him in South Korea, so they hunted him down and baited him into uh, basically corners, and they jumped him. I mean, just straight up, that's what happened. They jumped him, and and then he continued to be a public nuisance after this, along with stuff they already did with him barely being there, and he got arrested for it, and he got arrested in 2024, and this was probably, if I had to guess, he got arrested probably like 5 6 months ago, something like that. Like it was pretty early on, or sorry, it was pretty late 2024, but he still got arrested in 2024. And after like all this happened, they obviously slammed him with the charges that they wanted to get him with, and he thought, well, I'm American, so they're obviously going to send me back to America. That's not how crime works in other countries. Just because you're a citizen of a different country doesn't mean you can't be convicted of a crime in a different country. It's just not how it works, especially because a lot of countries are at peace with each other, so they're going to allow you to just trial it. Now, if you're going to try someone and, like, let's say you're going to do like cruel punishment to them, okay, then they might be like, all right, well, yeah, we're not going to allow you to have our guy, in any country really. But if it's like, no, you're going to get sent to prison, and it's going to be a normal prison, and you're going to have to hope that you reform, then they're probably just going to let that country take the person, realistically. So here is what he was being charged on. Let me pull it up now. So this is like apparently a screenshot of it. So one or four accounts of obstruction of business, two accounts of minor act offenses account. That's like so backwards in my brain. I feel like it should be two accounts of minor offenses act, and then two counts of apparently making deep fakes. So first off was disrupting a 7-Eleven, disrupting a bus system, disrupting a ride of Lotto World, which I'm assuming is like a amusement park or something like that, and then basically promoting propaganda and stuff like that. He has pleaded guilty to all of these. So minimum, he's going to be there 5 years, and he's going to have to pay 50 million won. Which, let's see, let's go, won to USD. Why did this pull up a new thing? So 50, 1 2 3 1 2 3. So he's gonna have to pay the fine of $36,000 for public disruption, but he's also going to have to obviously spend the 5 years in jail. And then he did another fine for the minor offenses for 100,000 won and another 30-day detention. I'm assuming his 30-day detention is basically already up, but he did plead guilty to both of these as well. I mean, he literally cannot not plead guilty because this stuff was on camera of him physically doing it. So I'm surprised that it took him that long to plead guilty to the top ones. Like, he's really just trying to drag it out. Basically, I think partially he wants to be able to make videos on him, which, kind of my fault. But since I'm making a video on him, I'm sure other people are gonna make a video on him. And then apparently he's been making deepfakes, which he's going to spend up to 7 years in jail for. They arrested him for making deepfakes, so it doesn't matter if he pleads guilty or not. It matters if they think that he's guilty or not. Like that's the thing that people don't realize is like people only focus on the things that his plea is, but that doesn't matter in the court at all. Like I've never been to Korea, and I can't speak on how their justice system works, but I can say in America they just don't care if you plead guilty or not. If there's like some evidence, you're going to prison for 7 years. So he's minimum going to spend 5 years there, though. And then obviously we have some comments that go along with this. I think are kind of funny. He admitted to the deepfake crimes and still pleaded not guilty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like this is what I mean. Like he's just trying to drag it out. Exactly. Like it's so ridiculous. This guy says that they should just fine him and basically send him home. No, he made so much money off the kick, if I remember correctly, because he was getting good views. At least that's from my understanding. So he's getting so much money off the kick that it's like he could probably just pay this off or take out a loan and pay it off. The 5 year jail sentence is the punishment. The fine isn't the punishment. The 5 year jail sentence is the punishment. By just sending him home and saying, "Oh, just get rid of him," you're just going, "Hey, yeah, we won't punish him. Just give us your money." I'm going to predict 38 months plus fines when it's all ends. More they added new charges. He's minimum 5 years. Like this is what I don't understand. Like if this is how it's laid out, right? If this is actually how it is in Korea, he's there minimum 5 years. Wait, 38 months. Am I dumb? That's 4 years, 2 months. Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess if you get out on good behavior, I don't know if you can in Korea. From my understanding, you can't get out on good behavior, but I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional. But yeah, it's just interesting to me. Like, why go to other countries and just be a absolute menace to society? And people do this all the time, where they'll go to a different country and they just want to be a normal, like they want to keep acting the way they normally act. And it's not just Americans either. People always go, "Well, it's always the Americans," but people from like Japan and stuff like that talk about it a lot. Where it's like it's not just the Americans; it's the Americans. It's the British. It's people from Australia because they get a lot of Australians in Japan. So it's like they complain about everyone basically just like coming there and just being a nuisance to their society because they don't understand how things work, which is why a lot of these countries now are making it 10 times harder to even visit. Like if you want to get a business visa, let's say like a work visa, it's way harder now. Like they have to have a actual reason to be hiring you over someone else that lives there essentially. And on the same thing with like even if you just want to visit these places now, it's way harder because since people have been going there from all around the world and being nuisances, a lot of these countries are making it where there's going to be a lot more verification. There's going to be like tests. There's going to be like so many things to get a temporary visa there just to even visit, which obviously might lower uh, their tourism profit that they get for like the country, but these countries don't care. Like they make so much. Like Japan, we'll say Japan and Korea and China just alone, just those three make billions of dollars a year. So a little bit of loss in tourism, like yeah, it sucks, and it will hurt a little bit at the beginning, but they'll they'll just smooth it out over time. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Let me know in the comments below what is a country that you want to visit, but maybe it is going to be a little bit difficult. Or let me know what you guys think about the Johnny Somali situation. Either one doesn't really matter to me, or both. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful night. Peace.